Alright guys, hello and welcome back. We are moving on to the finals for week 5 of the European Challenger Cup. I'm Zidane here with the one, the only Hindu man. It's going to be the Bronkos facing off against Panthera in this best of 3 series.
Yep, Bronkos are going to be first pick this time round. I'm going to expect to see 2 jungler bands, more than likely. 3 assassins, let's go with that. Let's see something different, shall we?
Serket, Thor, probably maybe a Bastet. They could look for something cheeky, maybe with, say, maybe not a 4th assassin for the first round, maybe some, maybe a tree. Trees are part of the jungle, so maybe a Sylvanas, maybe something crazy like that, perhaps. I don't know. Don't expect anything unusual coming out here, to be honest, but we'll see.
I'm just checking it in. Just checking in with the boys of Panthera, because has somebody had a name change? I see 2 different names on this roster that I don't recognize right now. Are they name changes? I see Mulek Mek and Kalakanin. I don't know who they are. Maybe someone's had a name change. I'm not too sure. It could be Emelito or something like that. You know how random they are. And Yamin was also the other one that was on their roster. We'll find out what happens though in this one. There's the Broncos have first pick available. Some Bastet is available after Poseidon was banned away, as was Sylvanas. And Athena is available. I'm surprised they're going for the Athena pick straight away, because Ratha can't play Athena. So they could have left that one up.
That's strategy consideration that could have been made, but they're going to go for that for the first pick. They could maybe have thrown it on a jungler or soul laner. We've been seeing Athena more in those, more in a non-support role than a support role these days, in all honesty. So that could have worked. First pick on the side of Panthera, though, is going to be Janus getting locked in for the mid lane. That should be a pretty strong pick. Any investigation? How's your investigation going on those 2 players? We don't know who they are at the moment.
Oh, I gave up already. We'll find out who it is. It's probably them messing around, more than likely.
Those guys, always with their shenanigans, causing all sorts of trouble. Nonsense, all nonsense, Hindu. They should stick with their names.
Well, Janus, Hercules locked in. The Hercules is probably going to go over to Rafa, more than likely. Rafa likes it. Him and Trix Tank need to get in, some sort of academy together, because they both like playing that Hercules support. Some of the only ones that really do it and make it work for themselves. The Broncos have locked in, though, Agni and Xbalanque once again. This is the same roster the Broncos got last game, and they're quite comfortable with it. But this time round, though, looks like Panthera have a different plan with their hunter.
Yeah, locking in Cupid on the other side. It's a quote-unquote hard counter Xbalanque. The problem is, we were talking about it a little bit last game, Cupid doesn't really scale up that well into the late game. He has a lot of AoE damage, perhaps a big AoE stun as well, plus that big AoE cripple, which is beautiful in its own right. But he just does not do as much damage as many other hunters in the game, because he does lack that big, powerful steroid that other hunters get. Xbalanque has it always active with his passive, other hunters have it as an ability. Cupid, he doesn't have that luxury, but he has healing. He shares the love. I mean, who doesn't love a little lover?
He does have an attack speed buff and a movement speed buff with his flutter, but it's kind of difficult to sit on it at the same time in a team fight. Sometimes it's not as easy. It's over to the Broncos, though, for their counter ban right now. They still probably need to ban away a jungler from Panthera, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They take Bastet off the table.
Indeed. So it is back over to Panthera to find one more pick before they go back over to the Broncos to lock in their team comp. And it looks like they're going to go for, or at least hover over the big play, or maybe change them for around. Fenrir is briefly hovered over. Chunga now going to hover back to the Fenrir, and Fenrir will get locked in. We have seen Panthera play with Fenrir a few times so far, and it could be a jungle Fenrir looking at the team comp right now. The Ragnarok is it's a frustrating ultimate, I want to just refer to it as. You try to grab somebody, they just beads at them, and it's like, well, poo. But if you actually do manage to lock onto somebody and pull them back, it does do damage. But the bread and butter of it is when you actually manage to pull somebody back towards your team and find a setup for a kill with it, then it's just beautiful, and it's just over the top then. Back on the other side.
Bellona was the last thing to be locked in by Panthera there. Like you're saying, Thanatos and Bakasura was locked in for the Broncos there, which is a very good level 1 early invade potential from those 2 if they do try to go aggressive. I suspect this was going to be Adapting's going to be playing Fenrir, and I expect to see Hercules being played by Rafa, and Bellona will probably go in the solo lane is what I'm expecting to see for Ninja Demi. I'm interested to see how the matchup though will go between Bakasura and Bellona. I'm interested how that one will play out.
I got confused for a moment. I was like, wait a second. Yeah, okay. You're right. It is going to be Support Hercules. I got very confused for a moment. It was very scary for me. I was like, wait a second.
Yeah, they were trading. They're doing the trolley Panthera stuff that Panthera like to do. But at the moment, we're going to see Bellona in the solo lane. We're going to see Hercules in the support lane, in support role, and adapting playing Fenrir in the jungle up against Thanatos, Bakasura, Xbalanque, Athena, and Agni. They're the teams. The Bronkos have made their way to the final. Can they find themselves a win for the first week and take it away from Panthera? We'll find out as game 1 starts in a few minutes.
Alright guys, hello and welcome back. It's time for the Broncos to face off against Panthera in the first game of this best of 3 series for the finals of the EU Challenger Cup, week number 5. Panthera have already locked themselves in a guaranteed spot in the Summer SPL split qualifiers, but there's still some cash on the line for these guys, as well as a decent little chunk of gems on the weekly basis, so still some stuff on the line. Still going with the normal team comp, no super troll picks coming out as of yet. They're still taking this seriously, at least for now.
Devourer's Gauntlets on Bakasura. That's something of interest to me. At least it could be Devourer's Gauntlets. He could go for other options, but he's got Spike Gauntlet online right now. And it's interesting to see both solo laners not taking Hog, which you generally, when you see a Warrior Assassin, you'll see at least one on the side, but you don't see either of them taking it. Will we see an invade at the start of the game? It'll be interesting to see. The Broncos have the invade potential, but they are up against a Fenrir and a Bellona, which could be a little bit risky for them. It'll be interesting to see how this matchup works out between the two, in all fairness.
Yeah. I do feel that will be Devourer's Gauntlets. The Bloodforge is an absolutely horrible item. Just flat out. There's about a 30-second window at which point it's better than a Devourer's Gauntlets is. It's 18 stacks, at which point Devourer's Gauntlets is pretty much on equal footing, and there on out, it is just flat out better. Once it's fully stacked, Devourer's Gauntlets are never worse than a Bloodforge. So, yeah, that will hopefully not be a Bloodforge. And Soul Eater, it could be an interesting option to go with. It would be a very unusual one. It's a 3 physical damage team. The lifesteal on the other 2 could be pretty decent as well. And I'm thinking with the stasis mode for the 3rd time now, we may want to cut to a quick little break and let this buffer up a little. So
just for a second, guys. We'll be back in a moment.
See, guys, that was what we call strategic informing the players of our reasoning behind the item discussion.
Janus would never do that.
They've done that before. They've done that before.
No, they haven't done that before. I've never once heard the Pro League casters ever talk about stuff that they weren't supposed to, or weren't supposed to be giving out knowledge to. But Broncos at the start went for the normal start, as did Panthera. There was no early invade. Not too surprising to see that overall. And we're back to the action at hand. The duo lane, I'm going to be really interested to see the solo lane, honestly, between Ninja, Dimmy, and Lennox. This is going to be an interesting battle between the two, and what we're going to see Dimmy actually max first in this lane. Will it be the Scourge at the beginning? He's not going for a heavy hammer start. He looks like he's going to be rushing an Iqbal early on.
It would be a good one to box back and forth with Bakasura. With that, what we're assuming will be a Devourer's Gauntlets item. Everyone heard that little discussion behind the scenes in depth. Both the other options not really too good. Reveal actually getting caught out right here. A lot of damage coming out. Scourge means no attacks going back and forth. Adapting. Going to be picking up first blood here in the right lane. They might potentially look for a little bit more, but the mini wave in the middle of this one, they don't want to take too much damage from those guys. Early aggression coming out from Panthera. They're looking to put this pressure on early, and so far it has paid off. Over to dual lane as well. Broncos push back under the tower. Going back and forth there. Cupid, Hercules don't have great wave clip at the same time. Xbalanque, Athena don't have great either.
Mid lane, Beluka's going to get himself in a bit of spot and bother here. Needs to use the Path of Flames to get back to tower range. Just get stunned by adapting, but nothing more comes from that. They can rotate now to the back Harpies. Thanatos might meet them there, but at the moment he's going to farm up mid lane Harpies at the moment. Sorry, mid lane farm at the moment, and rotate. They're not going to rotate from this left hand side. I can understand why they're a little bit behind at the moment, so they're going to try and pressure mid lane instead. Rough situation already for the Broncos to come up against Panthera and have all the lanes pushed in.
Yep, so big pressure coming out early. Coming out from behind the Broncos right now in the mid lane. Hand of the Gods coming down from adapting, looking to clear those minions out. Maybe look for pressure, maybe just dance around the other guys for the moment. Back and forth, Death Scythe will miss. Not going to be able to lifesteal that one back. Adapting Gunchain forward.
Left side.
No one.
Tattleston's in trouble. He's got a heart bomb on his head. He's going to get stunned into an Earthbreaker as well. The beat down from Rafa continues with that baseball bat. He's trying to give the kill over to his teammate, but he's not going to be able to. He will take the kill thanks to the help of those archers. Second blood of the game going to Panthera as well.
Indeed. Back over across the map. More pressure coming out. Adapting. Wave clearing quite aggressively. Path of Flames coming out, though. He's about to be in a bad spot. Beluka going to pick up that kill. Got to be careful. This Unchained forward up against an Agni. When he drops that Path of Flames, one Noxious Fumes later, you'll be sitting in your... just sitting there with nothing to be done this early on. No beads to get out of that. So, adapting just overstepped slightly.
Right side.
Paid for it.
Fight going on in the right hand side as the regurgitate comes out. Dimmy's actually disarmed those minions as well as Bakasura pushed him under the tower. Didn't even have to use the Eagle's rally there to get himself out of trouble. And he's going to be able to disengage now. 3-minute Harpies house spawn left hand ones are going to go to the Broncos before Panthera can even get there. But the right ones are available. We may see a fight over them.
Yeah, but that thing is already there. Thanatos in charge of the preemptive strike, maybe thinking about it, but they're going to go down before he's able to get around that corner and pick them up. Going to find an empty camp, just at least nothing else. Clear the timer. Reveal pulled back by the driving strike. Going to get up in the air or not. Adapting will clean that up. Bellona in the spot trap as well. We'll have the Path of Flames to get out. Adapting leaps forward, not able to get in range in time. Ragnarok was used. When did he use that?
He used it onto the Thanatos to try and eat him, but Thanatos was going to use Death from Above, and it gave him immunity from actually going up in the air, but did double damage, and you can see left hand side, you can see Cupid zoning out Jermaine from these minions, abusing the factor of him being Cupid against a Xbalanque, and that's kind of how the lane goes for the most part. Cupid can zone off a Xbalanque, put the pressure on again, there we go, forcing the Rising Jaguar. Fields of Love come down, but the minions get a body block to stop the heart bomb, but the Duke out forces the heart bomb down in the right time. He's still going to live, but Jermaine's going to have to go back to base soon, unless Thanatos...
He's up in the air looking for the stun right now. Sharing the love with himself may not be enough. Is Thanatos going to go and he's going to find that stun. Scythe connects as well. Not going to find a silence. Defend Olympus from Athena. Not going to connect with the kill, but the taunt will be enough to lock him down. The flutter coming out. One more attack. Reveal will swing that scythe and connect with that one as once again. Apparently we didn't take enough of a break. We need to talk about more items, Hindu. Yeah,
definitely. We definitely need to leave our mics on this time round as well. As we wait for this one. You can see that what we actually saw coming out from Cupid there, we saw him actually hang around, and you can see that what's happening now. By him baiting around and trying to survive as long as possible, it allowed his team to rotate in, and in turn they found a 1-for-1 trade based off that. Revel goes down again, and that's just unfortunate for the boys of the Broncos. They find the pick, but it took too long. Right hand side, Dimmy trading with Lennox again. The regurgitate comes out. There's a disarm, and those minions don't even do anything either when they have been disarmed. Lennox losing that trade, and Dimmy able to heal up with a Scourge again with that Igfal online. He's starting to cause a lot of issues for this Bakasura.
Yeah, Bakasura is all about dropping that regurgitate, getting that slow apply to somebody, and just slicing them apart with that extra damage coming out from the Butcher Blades as well. But the problem is, like you just said, when you can't attack, the fact that you're doing all that extra damage from that Butcher Blade, well, it's irrelevant because you're not even so much as swinging at them. It's going to be a rough one. Basically, anytime Lennox pops Regurgitate, Dimmy just Scourge. You're not doing anything to me. Sorry, buddy. Worst case, someone's here to help. Thanatos is up in the air. I use my ultimate. I leap away to safety. You guys really can't kill me anymore without having to dedicate a hell of a lot of resources to do so.
And Revel's trying to support his teammate over on this right hand side. Scythe's going to miss, so Dimmy just jukes it out, and that's all the engagement there is. The blue buff is available. They'll probably just return over and pick that one up now.
It is going to be a solo Reaver on Bakasura.
I'm not so sure. I don't...
It has to be.
Yeah, well, clearly it has to be because he's already got Bound Gauntlet Enter as well. It does give you health, it does give you lifesteal, it does give you attack speed. He's got a couple of physicals on his team, but honestly, when you're playing a Bakasura, you really want attack speed more than anything else. It doesn't give that much attack speed to make it worthwhile for him, in my opinion. And when you think about your itemization as a whole, the amount of stats you get from that, there's better items you can pick up in his place. It's good for the team, but I don't think it's good enough as an individual.
Left side, and
he's
no
behind
Fields
too.
of Love right now. Xbalanque coming out. The Boulder, he's going to be able to Rising Jaguar out safe. The Earthbreaker is available, so is the Driving Strike. Not going to find the pull. Jermaine will survive that gang. Covering Death coming in. They're looking to front turn some mechanical. Athena as well, looking to drop in from the skies as the portal. Apparently, Tim threw a small fit about this. Decided he was going to call Kronos, tell Kronos to freeze everything.
Tim Brokers.
Damn it, Tim.
Tim Brokers. Guys, we're going to cut to a quick break this time. I apologize for this, but we're just going to let it run a little bit more. All this is stasis mode, and stasis mode happens when the replays take a little bit longer for us to bring you the action, so it's just taking a little while to load. We'll pause. We'll be back in a moment. You won't miss any action. I promise so.
Alright guys, we are back into this one over on the left-hand side. We just saw this fight go on. Jermaine getting chased back towards his own tower. Was able to survive that. Thanatos arriving down. Look at this kill onto Kaladin. But
Space and Time did connect though, and that put a lot of burst damage onto Revel, who has to disengage. Now Bellona with the Path of Flames nicely used around the wall as well to make sure he juked around that one. So the disengage happened, but the re-engage from Thanatos comes out with the taunt into a bomb from Bellona. No more damage follow-up from that one. It's 6 minutes 30 in this, 4-2. There's a 2,500 experience lead and a 2k gold lead for Panthera right now. It's not a huge margin, but it's not at the same time insurmountable for the Broncos.
Indeed. So for now, at least, not much going on. They're kind of just poking around mid lane. Harpies did just respawn. Were immediately taken back down. Gold Fury has been up for a little while. It's getting to that point in the game where teams might start to consider that one. Soul Leader has been completed on Bakasura. We touched on that a little bit earlier. An unusual item pickup, to say the least. But up against Bellona, that lifesteal plus a little bit of extra health is probably going to help him out, because he really can't look for that all-in kill we usually see Bakasura's look up against. And Bakasura in general as well, just on his own, is generally considered to really have no negative matchups. But up against Bellona, she kind of is. I mean, she's able to shut down that all-in when he pops that regurgitate, like we saw. Pop Scourge on him, disarm. You're not doing anything anymore.
Yeah, it essentially got in a lot of issues for this Bakasura, surprisingly enough, because of the fact that he can regurgitate the minions, he's saving Scourge, and there's a fight breaking out again. The Eagle's Rally gets popped to make sure he can't leap away, and immediately Dimmy uses the Scourge to disarm him and those minions. And if you look at what Dimmy's building here, he's only put 1 point into Scourge, now 2nd point, but on the left-hand side, Panthera going for the Gold Fury here.
Being kind of escorted in with the help of Thanatos. Ragnarok coming out will nom revel, and he will fall quite quickly. Thanatos will have the preemptive strike to run away, but once again, they have to turn their attention straight on back to this Gold Fury. As it gets started up, Athena is still here. She has that Wrath of the Gods. Excuse me, no, she does not. It's on cooldown. There's not much shield potential. Thanatos being down right now. Gold Fury getting very, very low. Looking for a taunt will come down, but not going to have Gold Fury. Will be secured by Panthera. Jermaine right now not in the happiest space possible. He's going to look maybe to find a kill, but there's some members of Panthera looping around from the backside. He's going to go ahead and say, yeah, I'll just head back over to the left lane, get some farm, maybe say hi to Cupid, and see what's going on over there for a little bit.
So Panthera group up in the mid lane just to push out that wave. They've got the pressure on from that Gold Fury as well. They've extended their golden experience lead, and Cupid's quite happy just to farm 2v1 for the moment. Tellison might look for some aggression, but Janus is waiting in the wings here. He's not got his through space and time available though, but I'm just going to back away to mid lane. Right side, Dimmy meets Lennox once again, and Lennox having a bit of a rough time in this one.
Yeah, not much. You can see the back and forth is straight up brawl, even with Butcher Blades being popped for extra damage. Those blocks coming out of the shield bash are just more than Bakasura can deal with. He's behind as well right now, which is not helping anything in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, for now, Lennox just needs to kind of look to say, you know what, I'm just going to keep farming up. Late game, I will be the Bakasura I need to be, but for now, I just need to make sure Ninja Dimmy can't look to take advantage of the fact that he's not only ahead, but can win in a fight. And even going forward, Ninja Dimmy might start looking to dive this tower against Lennox if Lennox is even so much as slightly out of position. But over in the left lane...
On the left-hand side, Adaptin did try and steal away the purple buff, didn't find it though, as Tellison did rotate over there with the Hog and secure that for his teammates, so Jermaine should be able to rotate over and pick that one up, hopefully, in a second or two. Harpy's due to spawn in a few seconds, but right side, Dimmy going aggressive again with that Eagle's Rally, going to find the kill for himself. Lex is just having a rough lane against this Bellona. Mid lane though, Baluk is in trouble.
He is going to take non-step Vortex. Jermaine got picked up over in that left lane as well. Looks like Tellison going to use that preemptive strike back out away from that tower. He's going to try and make sure that Cupid cannot push this one down, but there's not really much he can do if he goes forward between adapting and Cal. If the Harp Bomb lands, he is probably dead. It's not going to. A bit of an opportunity here for him. Unchained does find the stun, but he's going to be forced to run away from this one. Cupid going to tank up a couple of tower shots, but it's going to be alright for the most part. But big rotation coming in. They still want this kill into Tellison with Hercules coming over. He'll be able to find this kill in short order. Kill coming out over the right lane. Ninja Dimmy was finally picked up by Thanatos.
Tellison's jukes are OP right now. He's still alive, still juking around this tower. He's going to eat a portal though, and that'll be the end of him going over to that mid laner, which used to be known as Emelito. We miss Emelito. He used to be good at the game, but this Mulek Mech guy, he's much better. Much better.
Definitely. Sometimes you just have to do roster changes. Just have to. Nevertheless, as these guys kind of maneuver around a little bit more, Panthera are continuing their just reign of terror in this match, applying aggression across the map anywhere they possibly can. Lennox actually just had an opportunity to take a, hey, that's what the enemy tower looks like. They're seeing with sights, checking out, admiring the beautiful architecture. But there's a big, bad, scary wolf lurking around the corner here. And he has spotted it out, so he'll be right in that regard. And, yeah, that's stasis mode. Again.
Bakasura looks awesome. Look at Bakasura.
Kind of like doing this little dance. And just
do a little dance, make a little love. How are the crabs? Let's check in the crabs. We're not seeing the crabs today. Are they moving?
They are. Always moving.
Even the crabs, at least the crabs are moving.
Running away again.
There we go.
That ninja crab.
At least the crabs are moving. That's the main thing. Crabs move. That's important. Apologies for the technical issues, guys. It happens sometimes. But at the moment, what we can talk about is Panthera 4,700 gold ahead, 5,000 experience with the Gold Fury down for the first time. He's going to spawn again in 2 minutes as well. Itemization-wise, we can see Lennox has gone for this Soul Eater. It will give him some health and some physical lifesteal and a little bit of attack speed. Good for his teammates, but as an individual item, not as strong as other items that could be put into slot instead. Most of the time, Bakasura is looking for attack speed for the most part to get as much damage out as he can with those Butcher Blades and that Regurgitate as well. Across the way though, Ninja Dimmy has gone for Igval first, got his boots online. Looks like he might be going for Chins or Executioner up next on this Bellona. He did max his Bludgeon first, and then he went into Scourge after that, and left 1 point in Shield Bash after earlier on. So if you're looking to play Bellona and itemize it correctly, that's kind of what Dimmy's looking at right now. So maybe you should look at that yourselves going forward. Agni in the mid lane, played by Beluga. He is currently working on that Bancroft Salon, has already finished his Medjai's boots as well. Meanwhile, Mob completed for Janus across the way, played by Mulemek, which I believe is still our well-known friend Emilito, and Yamin, who is called Kelekanim, I believe now. Don't know why the name change.
Just confused people.
They just do sometimes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Just confuse people.
Try skipping back just 2 seconds and just see if it runs through. We'll see.
11:04 currently. We'll see if this ended up working. Sometimes it just needs a little kick in the pants to get itself moving. You can watch Athena do all those jukes and unfortunately not be successful in the long run. And it looks like getting kicked back to one-time speed. We're going to be stuck in stasis mode here for a little bit, guys. Let's go ahead and cut to another quick little break. I have something else in mind that may work. So stick around, enjoy the music. We'll be back as soon as we possibly can. Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Hopefully no more stasis mode. Going to be rearing its ugly head today, adapting, rotating over to the soul lane. Not quite going to catch Lennox Axe. He did spot that rotation coming in. Going to pick himself up some minions, I should say, because the words are hard. Otherwise, we're about 11 minutes and 15 seconds into this one. Panthera have a decent lead. We're now about 4.8 thousand gold and a decent kill lead. 6 kills up so far over the Broncos as they look to continue their aggression, looking for Jermaine over the left-hand lane, but Telson's here to help out this time.
Yeah, Rafika's going to get caught a little bit. Doesn't get hit by the taunt though. Eats a little bit from that shield wall, but nothing much to shout home about. Thanatos going to rotate over to the mid lane, looking for a potential pick on Adaptive, but he doesn't realise his Janus is also there. He's going to eat so much damage to the face from that Brutalize and the Unstable Vortex. Left-hand side, engagement going on. Yep,
Jermaine using that Rising We're back in the tower. Sprint has been popped. It looks like he wants his kill. Adapting is here to join the party through space and time from the mid lane. Gets that kill from across the map. Tedelson going to be nommed a little bit there by adapting, as well as Dragon Strike back out of the tower. That's going to be another kill. Last tower shot, not going to connect on him to secure that kill. Over in the soul lane, Regurgitate has been popped. There goes the Scourge immediately to stop that. Lennox is in trouble once again over here. Ninja Dimmy looking to pick up yet another kill. Take down the banner. Ninja Dimmy's looking for this one. One more hit from Meta Hammer secures the kill. And back over in the left lane, not quite done. Cupid picks up one more into Beluga.
Yep, over and over fights all over the map. That was a delayed deicide for the boys of Panthera across the map. The tier 1 tower on the left-hand side falls. The tier 1 tower on the right-hand side for Dimmy is close to falling. As you can see, Amalito is actually rotating through the jungle here, trying to put some pressure on Thanatos once again. Drops him way below half health as the tier 1 tower in mid also gets pressured. The Broncos are in a rough spot right now.
The Janus, who may formerly have been known as Emilito, putting a lot of pressure now. Doomorb fully stacked up. That full combo is just exploding people. Had somebody else been there, that would have been a kill. They're looking for the tier 1 tower. The last one sitting on the map just fell for the Broncos. So they're going to need to look to start to reestablish themselves in this game here in the near future. Mid-Harpies are likely both going to go to Panthera, unless they look for some aggression. Rotations coming out from both the mid lane and jungle. And looking for somebody, but Tedelson already has the preemptive strike charge for when it is needed. And right now, Adapting going to leap over the wall. This is looking like it. Yeah, actually, not going to go for it. Thanatos rotating over as well. They didn't have vision on some people, so I wanted to make sure they can get caught out in like a 4v2 type situation.
That's true. This Gold Fury is very important, though, for Panthera and for the Broncos. The Broncos get this, they bring themselves back into it. Good scythe connects onto Janus. The purple buff still stands for now, but they have to make sure they get hold of this Gold Fury, the Broncos, to give themselves a shot at getting back into it. At the moment, though, Rafa is zoning very, very well. Going to land an Earthbreaker Driving Strike combo, which evaporates Revel. Adapts and actually secures that killer now. You can see Cupid with the boulder from Rafa going to secure yet another kill. Adapts is going to rotate around looking for a third. If they can find it, Bruce Mason time does not connect. But Cupid on the front line.
He is. Ninja Dimmy finds Lennox over that soul lane. Beluga has a heart bomb attached to his head. No portal. It's unfortunately not his team's portal. He's not going anywhere. Another kill. Panthera just went from 9 kills up to 18 in about the span of a minute. Tier 2 tower. Why bother with Gold Fury? We can take a nice standing tower. Oh, a lack of minions may kind of be a little bit of a hindrance, and that may kind of slow that down a little bit. Tettleson's nearby, looking to make sure they can't sneak in a Gold Fury for free, but she's going to be forced to preempt the strike out to safety. Cupid's going to take that tier 2 in a tower, and Gold Fury has been started. Cupid will be joining up with these guys here in just a moment. Panthera, already at 11,000 gold lead, just 14.5 minutes into this one. Tettleson and adapting or playing tag in the jungle. Gold Fury is getting held onto for right now. She's looking for the steal, getting driving strike immediately back away. Gold Fury going to go to Panthera, plus a kill to Tettleson. That gold lead is really starting to go out of control for these guys right now.
Yeah, only just. Unfortunately for Tettleson there, he tried his best to actually steal that one away. Had a really good opportunity for it left-hand side. A little bit of pressure once again onto Jermaine, being forced back by adapting. 19-3 at the moment for Panthera. With the second Gold Fury going down and Dimmy finding another kill over in solo lane. Dimmy's just gone off in this game. He did go for execution after that Xbalanque as well. 5-1-1. Just got sprint online as well. So that sprint being put to good use, it does allow him to keep chasing. Remember, he also has mobility from his passive too, which is very, very useful.
Yeah, it's going to be quite disgusting. Bakasura, does he even have slows? Well, yes. Sprint says no, however. So it's going to be a rough one. Lennox has been having a rough time that lane the entire game so far. And with those online, it's only going to get worse. Ninja Dimmy right now can just look to continue split pushing. As this roundabout does come out. Yep.
Talk to me about Golden Bow.
Golden Bow is a fun one.
Talk to me about Golden Bow.
We're so far ahead right now that I want to do more damage that I may not actually have time to play with. Not even typically see on Hercules, but it would be a fun, cheeky little, we're winning this anyway, so why not type of item. Hopefully not going to be something we see in our regular play because, well, it's not really something that should be coming out normally. When you have a 15,000 gold lead 15 minutes in, yeah, okay, I'll give it to you. General purpose use, probably not something Hercules should be picking up at all, to be let's be honest about that.
So Panthera, take game 1 and move on to game 2. Guys, we're going to take a very, very short break, bringing game 2 straight away.